Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk to you all about learning disabilities. So, what are learning disabilities? So, now we have different types of learning disabilities like dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia. Okay, so first and the foremost, that you have to understand that learning disabilities are very different from the children who have learning disability or and difficulty. So learning disabilities are different and learning difficulty is different. Learning difficulty are those children who are not able to learn because they have some sort of a input processing and an output issue, such as they're not able to process the information properly and store it in the short term memory. Their attention span is very less, their concentration power is very less, and their IQ is also below 100. So it is going to be somewhere around 70 to 90. So those are the children who are slow learners or borderline intelligence. So they are the children who have learning difficulty. Now, what is learning disability? Now, learning disability is a disorder in which the child wants to learn. He has the potential, he wants to achieve, but he is unable to. He wants to read like other children, he wants to write like other children, he wants to copy from the board like other children, he wants to do mathematical equations like other children, but he is unable to. It's not his fault. Orally, he is absolutely fine. Maybe, they are very active in sports, in singing, they're active in taking part in, drama, they're active in any oral communication, and they emotionally also they have a good amount of emotional intelligence. So they don't have any issue when it comes to social intelligence, emotional intelligence, or any sort of a Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. So they are good at other things. Even their IQ is also average. So the IQ could be having a range between 90 to 110. So now, what are the causal factors of a child who has learning disability? The causal factor, one of the main causal factor is basically they have an issue with the sense organs. It is a sensory deficit disorder in the sense that their auditory, visual, organically they can see, they can hear, taste, everything is absolutely fine. But they have a issue with the sensory integration. So that means that their sense organs are not functioning properly. They have an issue because of the sense organs are not functioning properly. They are not able to concentrate, and because of that they are having a error of perception. They are not able to perceive situation the way that how me and you perceive. So the left and the right hemisphere coordination is not symmetrical. So because of that coordination is not symmetrical, they are not able to read or write or hear things like the way a normal child can do. Okay, so now what is dyslexia? Dyslexia, as the word says, it means difficulty in reading. So the child, when he reads, they have a phonological error. So when the word say, if for example is school or mother, they might read it as something totally different. So there are different varieties of this, but it depends. So each case is different, and when we take the child to a rehabilitation psychologist for an assessment, they conduct an IQ assessment. From that, we can come to know what area they are lacking. Then we have a special education in that department. We take them for a learning disability test like Chanel's test, reading test, spelling test, or any sort of a learning disability test in which we can pinpoint and figure out whether that child either has a dyslexia auditory issue or a dyslexia sensory, dyslexia visual. It has to be totally specific. Now, what is dysgraphia? Dysgraphia means the child is not able to write the way a normal child writes. They have an error in spacing. Like, for example, usually we start in the beginning of the page, but these children probably will just start in the center. They don't position their alphabets properly. They might write big and small letters mix up. Again, their writing is totally illegible. Now, one question rises over here. How do we pinpoint the difference between a child who has poor handwriting or illegible handwriting and a child who has dysgraphia? That means, are you trying to tell me that any child who has poor handwriting means I also have bad handwriting? Does that mean I am dysgraphic? No. Here, the specialist in this learning disability is going to distinguish between a child who has just a bad, poor handwriting or a child who has dysgraphia. He can easily identify. Okay? The third category is dyscalculia. Now, dyscalculia means a child is not able to do mathematical sums like maths, subtraction, addition, division, multiplication comes later. But even the simple, they get confused between plus and minus. It takes them a long time to learn it. Of course, with visual aids and all, we can help them. Hands-on experience also helps in this case. But here the child has disability in doing mathematical equations, especially word problems. Then is dyspraxia. What is dyspraxia? Dyspraxia means the child has a difficulty in positioning things. So when they have a difficulty in walking, in balancing, they might fall. The left and the right errors are there. For example, if you're throwing a ball at them, they may not be able to catch the ball. They might drop it. So they can't find the positioning properly in catching a ball also. They might fall, they might, lose their balance and all of that. So luckily, all of this, there is a great, there is a great remedy and a great remedial for all of this. So basically in this remedial, what we do is basically we have phonological drilling. Special education department takes a huge place over here. Phonological drilling is there, and visual aids can be used for this situation. Hearing, auditory stimulation can be done. So all of this also helps a great deal in handling the children who have learning disability. Okay, thank you.